Hello, good evening, Chuempala. I'm very aware that we have several competing interests at the moment. There are several broadcasts that are ongoing, and they are going to be competing with us. But here we are. We are going to give you some time to spread the word around. This is 1:34 p.m. here in Calgary, Alberta. My name is Elias Munsha, and I'm coming to you live from our office here at Munsha Law. Of course, 1:30 means it's about lunchtime here in Alberta. And instead of me spending my lunchtime eating, I want to spend it with you. I know that you are supposed to be sleeping or something like that, but why can't we have a little bit of fun, you know? The other thing is, the reason why we come to you at night is to avoid tempting you, having you given to the temptation of watching other bad things. So instead of watching bad things, you'll be watching us as you go to sleep. And I hope that we are good. We do give you very good lullabies so that you can sleep very, very well. Okay? The topics this week are on adoptions. And so we're going to continue talking about adoptions because we can't just leave this matter. You know, we have a lot of exciting things to talk about. And so we'll be dealing with adoptions and several other things. Please spread the word around, share this with as many people as possible. And it's very easy to share. Just look at the video, spread it around, and then there you go. You're going to see what is going to go on. However, I'm going to bring my co-host, Mr. Noman Chipakupaku, also known as General. And so I'm going to bring him up, and then we're going to discuss the new names, the new constituencies that have been adopted. And then we are going to see how we move on from there. General Chipakupaku, you're welcome. How are you doing?
Good evening, Musha. Good evening, Chuempala, and good evening, our viewers, and greetings from Scotland. Scotland is 20:36 in the evening. And
yesterday you were experiencing power cuts and load shedding. Are you still experiencing it today?
Musha, we've never had load shedding here. There was just a storm. But we've never, the longest load shedding I've experienced in my 25 years or so of being in Scotland was 1 minute.
All right.
It never happened. We don't have load shedding. But otherwise, I'm ready tonight, and I hope I was not late, and I can't wait to hear from our viewers tonight. But before we move in, I just wanted to comment. People think I'm a ghost, Munsha.
So, yes, what is that about?
I really don't understand it, that people think Norman Chipakupaku is a ghost. And I would like our viewers, those who know me, who have met me, who have worked with me, some of you have been my workmates, my staff, or my colleagues. I've served with you on different boards. Please, can you tell people that I'm not a ghost?
Okay, so what happened? How did you gain this reputation that some people think that you are a ghost? How did that come about? I don't understand.
I really don't understand either, because I've always received messages in my inbox saying, after all, you're pretending to be a Zambian. You're not a Zambian. You don't even know where Zambia is. And look at you, you don't even know where Africa is. And look at you, you're pretending to be a Zambian. And I'm saying, for goodness sake, people in Chipata and people in Mumbu and Kaba, can you tell these people that I'm a real Zambian? You know.
Okay, so was it because you've been actively involved with Facebook and online and social media, and they assume you are a ghost?
I think so, because I have been very active since social media started. And in fact, one time my Facebook was blocked. Not blocked because I was insulting, blocked because it was hacked. And I've been on Twitter since Twitter started. I've been on LinkedIn since LinkedIn started. In fact, LinkedIn, a lot of people don't realize that it was started by one of our graduates of our university. So I've been on social media for a long, long time. And so this face you see is not a ghost, it's me.
This is pretty interesting. So now that they can see your face and they can hear you talk, I think they are very happy that that you are a real person. Because even Tina, and in fact we're going to bring Tina one of these days, remarked the same way. So I was really surprised. But you being a little older than I am, a little, but much older than I am, I want to know, why are you on social media? What led you to social media? What are you trying to tell us? What is it about social media?
Musha and your viewers, I'm an international marketing specialist. People don't understand that I am actually a professional man. I'm not just a ghost on Facebook.
Right.
I've served on the boards, and a lot of boards here. I've served on the Senate of my university. I've held different positions. So to me, I'm a marketing person. Social media is the thing. So anybody who doesn't go on social media, especially if you're in business, then you're completely lost, because that's the future.
Right.
And for me,
so are you on TikTok? I am on TikTok. Are you on TikTok?
I am on TikTok, but I don't use it much.
All right.
I'm on Instagram. I don't use it much, because Instagram,
right.
It's all the demographics, the young people who use Instagram. Because as a marketing person, I know which tool can be used for marketing. So I've been there, and I believe that, as you know, it doesn't matter the age. Right. I understand how this technology works.
I agree. I definitely agree. You see, for me, my experience with social media is such that I became a lawyer on social media, actually, General, because my first account, like the Facebook page that we have, it was opened in 2009. 2009. And I went to law school in 2009, completed in 2012, and then did several other things in order to qualify as a lawyer. But all this time, I had a nickname of Facebook Lawyer, which I find very interesting.
That's strange. I've been on Facebook from the beginning, one of the earliest users of Facebook. And because for me, I use technology every day. I use computers. I've been using computers for years. So right. It's not new. So I find it very strange that they call me a ghost. And on all my Facebook pages, it's my photograph. It's not, I don't use fake names.
Right.
I use my face. This is the face you will see on Facebook. Everywhere.
All right. We do have new names, new adoptions from the UPND. Now, General, I want you to have a go at it. We have new names from, now, that is not a complete list, right? It's just a few. Am I correct?
It looks like we are filling up the names. They are filling up the names, but they're still struggling to find out new names, and not to find the candidates. But I think there are negotiations going on with the alliance members, and I can really confirm one thing, that we have certain names which have been replaced. For instance, Dr. Mwale, I think there was no consultation, so he has been withdrawn in Eastern Province and replaced. So there have been these negotiations going on, and new names being mentioned. For instance, right. Wangeni, it has just been confirmed this afternoon that Nkoma is the former finance bank guy, is going to be right. the candidate.
All right. Okay. I think that's a very good choice. Who else has been confirmed so far?
The other one who has been confirmed, as far as I'm concerned, is I'm just trying to get back to this list with this technology again.
Right.
We have a number. We've got Lundazi confirmed, and we have. Just give me a minute, Munsha. Let me see what I can
you're going to do that. But yeah, yesterday I was complaining about the fact that Milenge did not have a candidate. All right, and so I understand that Milenge now has a candidate, and his name is Kevin Chengo, a very wonderful guy. He's known as Mr. Quagmire. I think that's the name that that most people in Lusaka use for him, because he works for the University of Zambia. I think he works for one of the unions at the University of Zambia. And so when he is addressing the people, he uses bombastics. And so because of that, they have nicknamed him Mr. Quagmire. So Mr. Quagmire is the candidate for the UPND in Milenge. He's going to square off with a gentleman known as Masheke Chanda in Milenge. Masheke Chanda. So this battle in Milenge is between Mr. Quagmire Chengo, Kevin Chengo, and Masheke Chanda. At the moment, we are going to do all we can to see that Milenge's election goes very well. Would you bet who wins between Chengo and Chanda in Milenge?
I don't know these guys very well at all. And Munsha, it will be very, very difficult to know who wins. But what I know is that people are very excited with this gentleman who has just been nominated today. But as I just wanted to confirm that Luangeni in Eastern Province is my comrade Noel Nkoma, who's an economist. I think was with Finance Bank for a long, long time.
Yes, yeah.
He's the one who has been nominated to actually stand in Luangeni, and right. We have a few other names. Lukasha, Big Mule is coming to Lukasha.
Is back. Okay, right.
Yeah, and then in Malole we have Chilufya, Chikonkolo. It's a lady, I think.
Right.
Yeah, and then we go to Chinsali. There's a Brian Muwanga Chisande, Sichande.
All right.
And then we've got Nakonde, we have a Simon Simwanza.
Right.
And then in Mafinga, we have got John Sichinga.
Right.
And then coming to Mpika is Chitende Mwana Umwenge.
All right.
And then we have got Luapula is Lunga, Chifunambuli. We have got Bright Chishimba.
Bright Chishimba, all right.
Yeah, and the Mwense, we have got Victor Kateka.
All right, okay. And then Milenge, of course.
And Milenge, of course, we've got our good friend Kelvin Chengo.
Right, okay. Yeah, so a little history, because you say that you don't know Kelvin. I gave you the background of Kelvin. He's Mr. Quagmire. And as far as the PF candidate is concerned, the PF candidate was rejected by all the structures in Milenge. Ward, constituency, even I think provincial, they all rejected the candidate that the MCCs picked. He was the council chair for Milenge, so now he's the PF candidate for Milenge. Completely rejected fella. I think that's the one that they think is going to be the flag bearer for Milenge for the PF. But I think for the people of Milenge, Chengo appears to be much more level-headed, and is a better choice. So we shouldn't even hesitate here to say that we are endorsing Mr. Kevin Chengo for Milenge constituency. And all the people in Milenge should look no further than Chengo to elect him as their MP, because that is the kind of a guy we need. What do you think?
I mean, I think our viewers know. I think I should also answer somebody who was saying I'm biased. Yes, I am. I support UPNDs, and I don't apologize for that. But I'm very, very, very pragmatic. I'm very honest, and I'll say things as they are. That's my style. So yes, I think Chengo, to me, I don't know him personally, but the people at the Secretariat were very excited. I even hear the people in the constituency were also very, very excited. So can we go on to Eastern Province? I've confirmed my colleague Noel Ngoma in Luangeni, and Chasefu, there's a Lufeyo Ngoma.
All right.
And then Kapoche, we've got Stephen Miti.
All right.
And in Chipangali, we've got Moses Masala. And as I said there was a name which was dropped. I think a Dr. Mwale who was dropped. There's a new engineer who has been nominated to replace Dr. Mwale. I'm not sure which constituency. I'll bring it up here and see whether I can find it.
All right. So what happened? How does the UPND pick a candidate who is not running? How did that fall through the cracks?
Really don't understand what happened there. And I'm just getting the latest information coming in that Eastern Chipata Central, we've got Honorable Ruben Mtoro. Ruben Mtoro is a former MP and is actually my brother-in-law. He's a boy, his father Mtoro was one time an MP in Chipata Central as well. And right. Then we've got Lundazi. We have Zlobota Nkunika. I think that's a brother to Ken Visba Nkunika.
For which one?
For Lundazi Central.
Lundazi, it's in Kunika.
It's in Kunika, not Biswayo, but
I know him. I know Zlobota.
Zlobota, yeah. Zlobota Nkunika.
General.
Zlobota.
Oh yes, that's the correct one. You see, even if you worked in Chipata, I have better Ngoni pronunciations than you do.
Nyasikulumisi Zulu baba, nyasikulumisi Zulu nyasazi kakulu. So I know Ngoni.
Okay, so both Nkunika. Oh, congrats! That's a very good choice, I think.
Yeah, baba. Now let's go to Western Province.
Yeah.
Western Province, we're getting the new name for Monze Central.
All right.
I think it's a Dr. Amuteki Oliver.
All right. So what has happened then? If they negotiated as far as Mr. Milupi is concerned, because Milupi was interested in Monze Central.
Well, I don't know. It could have that they've negotiated, but we've got Amuteke Oliver.
Okay, very interesting.
And it's very, very interesting for Chipata Central, and it's going to be very controversial because a lot of people there wanted Andrew Banda's wife.
Okay.
Andrew Banda's wife, I hear she ran a very good campaign in Chipata Central.
Right.
It's really, really going to be controversial to get Ruben Mutoro.
Yeah.
And whatever happens, he's going to face Jerry, and it's going to be very. I forgot to mention one thing about Chipata Central yesterday.
Right.
I once stood in Chipata Central, and I beat Ken. Yes, I stood in Chipata Central, and I beat Ken Ngondo in the primaries. But I could not be nominated or selected to stand because they said I didn't qualify because I was not the right. They wanted the local boy. I'm not Ngoni. I'm not Chewa. That's the problem with Chipata Central.
So then, why did you even bother? Didn't you know prior that you couldn't do it in Chipata?
Well, I stood because I was.
You believe so much in one nation that you said, forget it. I'm just going to stand in Chipata Central.
Well, I was very, very popular, and I knew that if I was nominated, I was going to win Chipata Central. But there is politics, a very strange politics in Chipata Central. And if you look at these two candidates, one of them is Chewa, the other one is Ngoni. There's always, I've been in Chipata, I lived in Chipata for a long time. Every time Chipata Central comes in, the Ngonis want their man or woman. And I think we only had one woman as MP for Chipata Central. It's either a Chewa or a Ngoni, or there's always that big fight.
No, you should have used the counter strategy. What is the counter strategy? You tell them that, look, Ngoni, Chewas, I'm the most neutral person here. So, I can work with both of you, Chipaku Paku. One Paku here, the other Paku there.
Well, that's what I tried to do in 1991, and I think we boycotted elections in 1996, so we didn't stand in 96.
Right.
That's what I wanted to do, but I was popular in Chipata. But that is a serious problem for Chipata Central. Whether people want to, it's the elephant in the room, is Chipata Central. So yes, we have Mutolo Piri, whose chair is from the Chiparamba region. I think the area in Chiparamba, where he comes from, and then we've got Jere, who's Ngoni. So that is Chipata.
Yeah. Okay. Are you done with that list? Because we need to bring a very interesting guest, and I'll leave our audience guessing because the guest has shown up. So we need to go to him. But go ahead. Give us the other names.
No, I would suggest we go with this mystery guest, a surprise guest, so that we excite our audience tonight, and then I can see whether I've got the new names coming in. Especially Southern Province. I think there are one or two names from Southern Province.
All right. Okay, we'll go there. So, Mr. Thompson Kunda, bakunda wesu.
Abamusha.
Mwapoleni.
Mkwaitata. Muli bwino.
Bwino sana. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much, sir.
Congratulations on your nomination.
Thank you very much.
Abanamu beshiba, abanandi. Vamdala
wachipaku. Wachipaku. Fiashibandiyavo.
Shawa masa.
Ekonfumia mano.
Congratulations.
Atamano kanshi namona. Atamano yabakunda yafuma muri wachipaku. Ero yaya muri bakunda.
Na totera bamusha.
Na tukwata some questions.
Mkwaitata.
Iriade ba mitre attack. What happened? Pantu nde umfuama report aya pusana. So ndefo aya munchibe na abantu bale umfuako pano. Areni, Charjan.
Okay, na totera mkwai. So buli abushikunde kushapali ni pa Thursday. Na fumine kukabwe for interviews. We had interviews at provincial level. And I arrived in Mukushi around, I think 19 hours. So it was around 23 hours, just after 23 hours, I was in the sitting room with my wife. Then I said, I'm tired, let me go and rest a bit. So I just went to the bedroom. Then I just heard the sound of a vehicle. Because where I'm staying, actually, we have a whole fence.
Right.
Then, unfortunately, we don't have gates. So what happens, Mr. Musha, here is that each time a vehicle enters my place, I'll be able, even if I'm in the bedroom, I'll be able to know that a vehicle has entered my yard. So I around 23 hours, I just said I heard the sound of a vehicle that it had come actually into our place. So when I checked on the window, I peeped on the window, I saw a small car in my yard. Yes. So then I was actually a bit worried to say that which person could come this time around without even calling me to say I am coming at your place. So yes, then I opened the door. I actually told my wife to say yes, there is a car outside, but who could it be? Yes. Then even if I went outside, actually, I was sensing something like something wasn't okay.
Right.
So immediately I went where the car was parked in my yard. Then I found that there was no person in the car. From the time that the car arrived at my place to the time that I went outside to check who was who had come, it was within a minute, sir. Within a minute. The moment the car came, I left the bedroom, came in the living room, and I peeped on the window. I saw a car. When I went outside, within a minute, the driver was not there. The driver had vanished. So I was worried, Mr. Musha, because I'm a politician. And of late, I've been vocal.
Right.
Especially on Facebook.
Right.
So I was worried to say, but who can come this time around and just drop his car, then the person disappears? So what came into my mind, actually, being a human being, because we reason sometimes.
Yeah.
I started thinking that maybe it was our colleagues, our friends, maybe who are we are competing with in elections.
Right.
So I said our opponents to say so. So I said no, this is not good. I said maybe if I can go with my son to the police and report to say someone just came with a car at my place and he just dropped the car and went away without even hooting, without knocking, or me even calling me to say we have come at your place. So I called my son. I said, bless you, come here. When my son came, I told him to say, this car has just arrived. And when I came outside, I found that the driver was not there. So I said, Mwana, people can say that maybe we have stolen a car. That's what came into my mind to say, no. Maybe people could have stolen a car somewhere, then come and drop it at my place.
Yeah, that's reasonable, yeah?
Yes, that's what came into my mind. And that's what forced me now to leave my house with my son so that we can go walking to the police station to go and report the matter at the police. Yes. So the moment the moment we moved, actually, it was shocking, Mr. Musha. Because we had no time even to put on even sandals or slippers. I was in a short, my son was in a short, and we didn't have even had shoes on our feet. So we said, no. Maybe if people, what came into our mind was that if people had come with that intention of stealing a car from somewhere, then bring it at our place. We said they will go to the police to go and report that someone has stolen the car. So we said, before they reach the police, let us go first so that we reach the police station before they reach the police station. That was our thinking, Mr. Musha. So now, are you able to hear me?
Oh, yes, we can hear you very well.
Thank you so much. So now, the moment we actually went outside the fence, just outside the fence, we didn't even move something like 8 meters. Then I heard a sound like sound like it has been silenced. You get a point?
Okay. Right.
Yes, but I was able to hear the sound, and my son heard the sound. Like poo. Just it wasn't loud, no.
Right.
Yes. So immediately I heard the sound. I felt something like it had hit my leg on on the back of my leg, on the tendon.
Right.
And my leg immediately went paralyzed. And actually I found myself on the ground. And immediately that thing had to hit me. I felt like electricity moved in all of my body. Even on my heart, I felt like there was a current in my body.
Right. Yeah.
So now I shouted to my son to say, Mwana, ine bandasa chimokukulu, bandasa bless, bandasa. I was down there. Then immediately, Mr. Musha, what actually surprised me was the thirst which I felt. Now, mfile chilakaba musha kwati nifiyefi ya kutilati, apo wanwenene mpwa menshi, limbinaba pitena ngwati 2 years.
Atefe bo mfwango ngolefwa mwe ati kwati mfwanga ya palamina tikola bechilaka njinja.
Chilaka ichi viva mushe chonsha tala mfwapo. So that's how I called my son to say, kaidi nani shatu alililo kwenda. We were moving together.
Right.
Yes. So I said, bless bandasa kukulu bless. So he also heard that sound.
Right.
So now when he came back, he had to lift me. My leg was completely gone, paralyzed, Mr. Musha. So to cut the long story short, actually my son now started dragging me from where we stay to a certain place where which is near a river. We have a river near where we stay, because we were afraid actually to come back using the same entrance. Okay. Because the people actually who attacked me were behind us. It's like they hid themselves near the whole fence, because we have about 5 plants actually. Right. Near the whole fence, outside the yard.
Right.
Yes. So now my son had to drag me until we reached near the river, and we had to stay there about it. In actually, mufisa aliba musha wesu. If you are garden yamunesu kuntash, pali amanda nangu 5 or 6 kufika panganda yamunesu garden yako.
What time was it?
23 hours, Mr. Musha.
Okay, that's late. 23 hours. Okay. So after that happens, Mwaya Fisama, and then you decided to go to the police.
Yes, actually, Idotwaya Fisama, we went actually at our neighbor's place. The one who has a garden.
Right.
Then we found that he was not there. We knocked, and then I shouted. Then the daughter said, "Our dad is not around. He's in Chipata." Then we told her to say we've been attacked. So we left the place. We went to another neighbor. His neighbor now is a man of God. He's a pastor. He's the one actually who received us, and we were there for about. We were there. Then we tried now to check on the leg, Mr. Musha.
Yeah.
So when we checked on the leg, I was thinking that maybe my leg was bleeding.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, then to my surprise, I discovered that the leg near the ankles here and the tendon, the leg was swollen, Mr. Musha. Very swollen. And now my son was like, we were surprised to say, but we thought that maybe something had hit my leg and it had caused a wound in my leg. And disturbingly, we just found that the leg was swollen. When my son started touching the very area which was very swollen, Mr. Musha, the leg was like filiatumfa nangu ngamwabika maybe fi porridge mu plastic bag. The way it can feel.
Right.
Yes, that's the way my leg was when you touch it.
Right.
Then my son touched where the tendon is. It was like the tendon had dissolved, Mr. Musha. It was not there. So my son told me to say, Daddy, this thing, tendon, it's on the other leg. He touched also on the other leg. It was there. But coming to this affected area, it was not there. It was like it is dissolved. So my son said, no, Daddy, things are not okay here. Then he said, let us go to the police. So we told the man of God to say, police. Then hospital. Then the man of God was afraid to, and he said, we can't use the same road because from his place, when going to the police, he needs to pass through my place. So he said, maybe these people attacked you, can be there, they can attack us again. So my son said, but we cannot remain here waiting for some time because these people can reach the police and maybe report that they are destroying their car. Because that was actually what was ringing in our minds. And again, there was the issue of me being like, because I was now feeling like it was poison that was in my blood. Because I wasn't feeling okay, Mr. Musha. All of a sudden, my throat was dry. I was feeling like I was about to die. And my leg, even if I touched my leg, the feeling of the leg was not there. Completely, it wasn't there. So my son now decided to use another small road. The other way now, he went to the police running. When he reached the police, he told the police to say that my father has been attacked. We were coming here, my father has been attacked. Then again, I remembered that I had a phone number for the officer in charge, police in Mukusha. I called him. It was the wife who answered the phone. Then I told her to say, I've been attacked, I'm Thompson Kunda. She told me to say, no, my husband is actually somewhere at the funeral. So she said, I will call my husband. So actually, even that call, which I made to the officer in charge, I recorded the call. I have got that call. Yes. Then after that, she called the husband. Then the husband, the officer in charge, called someone. Then this person called me now to say, I've been called by the officer in charge. He has actually told me to tell you that the police officers are coming to at your place. They will come very soon. So again, we started waiting. Actually, by that time, my son had already gone to the police. My wife didn't know actually that I was this time I was attacked. She didn't even know. So now, yes. So now when again I called the officer in charge.
So she's at home. She was at home. Your wife.
My wife was at home. She didn't know that we were attacked. Actually, she was at home waiting for us. Actually, she was actually now standing by the door, waiting for the owner of the car to say that this time, since my husband has gone to the police, maybe the owner of the car might come. So she wanted to see who left the car there.
Right. Okay.
Yes. So now, when I called the officer in charge, I told him to say, I've been attacked. Then he said, don't worry, even that call is recorded. I told him to say, I have been hit with something that actually is like poisonous because it has paralyzed my leg. And this is how I'm feeling. I was feeling like electricity was all over my body. Right. So he said, no, police.
And then you went to the police and you refused to be examined by a police officer. Is that what happened?
No, sir. No, sir. My son was at the police. He went before us. I remained with the man of God. Then the man of God left me at his place. He came to pick my wife. Then my wife came where I was hiding. Then from there, that's when the man of God now drove us to the police. This time around, actually, now, it was after something like 40 minutes from the time I was attacked. So when we reached the police, my son and the police officers, they were more than 8. They were not even inside the reception. They were outside. And my son was just pacing because he was thinking maybe I had collapsed or died because the police officers refused to attend to him. They refused. Even the people which the officer in charge said he had sent the police officers. He was lying. He didn't even send the police officers. They didn't come. Because from the time actually my son went to the police, to the time that we reached the police, it was after something like 40 minutes. So if the police was to come, they would have come. Where I stay to where the police is, it's less than a kilometer, something like 1 kilometer. They have a vehicle at the police.
It's less than a kilometer. It's
less than a kilometer, yes. Within a kilometer, yes, sir.
Okay.
But the police didn't come.
Are these farm areas or it's a compound, like several houses?
Actually, sir, it's where we stay. Our Mukushi is very small.
Okay.
It's a small place. It's from the police to where I stay. It's a 4 or 5 minutes drive.
Oh, okay.
So ukufuma ba police wa musho kwise ponjikala ngamulensha motoka ngatamuli amba myotoka firiani 23 hours nishtamwa kumanya pula motoka ubushiku kuni 3 minutes nishimwafika.
Right.
So yali kwene about 40 minutes wakapukola tabale moneka. So idio tulefika ba police wa munsha nishumwana wandina fulwa pantu wakapokola, they are not attending to him. He had explained to say Papa has been hit.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
But they were not writing anything. So when we reached the police, Mr. Munsha, we found the police outside.
Right.
I was in a car. We found the police outside. And my son now was more like quarreling with the police. He was saying, but why are you not going with me so that you go and see where Papa is? And why he was giving a statement. They were not writing, Mr. Munsha. When I arrived, I said, what is happening? Then he said, then this police officer said, come here to general hospital. I said, I'm not happy with what has happened. I wouldn't love to go to the general hospital. Maybe I would love to go to a private hospital.
Right.
Then they said, no, we cannot write anything. They refused to write, even to give me medical report. I was telling them to say,
out of the car so that you can go to reception, Yabo. I think that's what
they were
wanted.
Outside. I jumped from the car with one leg. But they refused. They were just telling me to say go to the general hospital.
All right.
Yes, I went outside.
Okay.
I opened the door and I dropped the leg, which was fine, Mr. Munsha. Right. And the police officer was like 1 meter from where I was. He never even checked, the one who was near me. He never even checked where the problem was on my leg. He never.
They wanted you to go to the general hospital. Like
they wanted me to go to the general hospital without a medical report, Mr. Munsha. So they refused to give me a medical report. That's when we went to a nearby hospital, a private hospital, to Sekelemo. Yes. When we reached to Sekelemo Hospital, I have even the documents, Mr. Munsha. When we reached to Sekelemo Hospital, then the doctor examined me. When he examined, they even did a scan. After doing a scan, they discovered that actually my tendon was completely cut. And they gave us, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So I've got the documents with me. They are here, they are with me. The doctor started now examining my leg. So the moment he started touching my leg, like the way we feel temperature, using the hands.
Right.
This leg which was affected, Mr. Munsha, was completely cold, like a person is dead. But the other leg was warm.
That was serious. Okay, so then the doctors worked on your leg and they recommended what treatments did they recommend?
Yes. Those things are on the report because he gave us the doctor gave us even the referral letter to go to Coptic Hospital.
All right. I think we've lost it. General, you need to unmute your phone. You need to unmute your mic. Okay. Yeah, he'll come back. Okay,
Can I continue, sir?
Yes, continue. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, I think
we lost an injection for neutralize poison.
Yeah.
If it was because we are suspecting, yes. Then he also gave me a pain killer, an injection. So we went to Lusaka without a medical report. When we reached Coptic Hospital, Mr. Munsha, it was around the 04.
The same day. Okay, I think we are losing.
His line is not very good.
He said we cannot attend to you. Go back to Mukush and get a medical report. We told him we can't go back. I'm not feeling okay. I was that time actually I was completely gone down. So he told us to say if you can't go back to Mukushi, go to a nearby police station. When we went to Emersdale Police, we found 4 police officers. I told them to say I am UPND aspiring candidate in Mukushi and I was attacked. Then he said, we cannot give you a medical report because you have mentioned that you are UPND. So they refused to give me a medical report even at the Emersdale Police. We found 4 police officers.
Okay, so what's the procedure? The procedure is when you are attacked, like you were, you needed a police report or you needed a police document.
First, you need to give a report to say what has happened is this.
Okay, to the police.
Then, yes, to the police. Then if you are injured, then they need to give you a medical report because the doctor cannot work on you without a medical report from the police.
Wow. Okay, so what are we going to call that? So the police are supposed to give you a document to take to the doctors to treat you.
For the doctors to work on me. So if I was to die that day, I was going to die because there was no medical report. The police refused. Even in Lusaka, they refused by Emersdale. It was now on its 16th. You can go there and find out who was on shift. That they were 4. 2 were ladies, two were men. They refused. They said, since you are UPND, our jobs can be jeopardized. So we cannot help you. Just go back to Mkushi.
There is a rule that doctors are supposed to treat you even if you don't have a police report.
But maybe it's because it was a private hospital. They refused.
Okay. So eventually what happened? So I saw pictures of you getting stitched. So they eventually stitched you up?
Yes. So now what happened was that then this person, one police officer told us to say, you go to Central Police. Maybe there they can attend to you. So when we went there, my son actually is the one who dropped from the car when we reached the Central Police. He went alone because I was frustrated and I wasn't feeling okay. Now it was around 05. So now when he went, he didn't mention that I was a UPND. He just said, we are from Mukushi. My father was attacked. So we are here now. We went to the hospital and they told us that we need a medical report.
Right.
Yeah. It's a medical police report, whichever. So now this is when there was just one gentleman at the reception. So just because my son didn't mention UPND, that's how he was told to say, go and bring your father. And my son came and picked me, took me actually inside. That's how we were given now what is known as a medical report. And we took it to to Coptic Hospital. So I was operated on after 6 days. Right. So what they have done, what the doctors did, going by the pictures which you saw, they opened the where the tendon is, just from the heel. The wound is about something like maybe 11-12 centimeters, and they placed in inside what they call an implant, a fiber wire, and it costed us a lot of money, because just on the operation and everything, we have spent over 40,000 kwacha.
Yeah.
Yes, 40, and much of the money that actually helped us for the doctors to work on me is actually the UPND family. It's the UPND.
Okay, so they fiber wire something and then they stitched it up, and how
exactly, are you? Sir. Exactly. So where I am, actually, I can't walk. I move on a wheelchair, and I use crutches. And up to now, the police, they have not questioned the man who brought the car to my place.
Do they know the man who brought the car?
They know him. Yes, they know him.
What?
Yes, they know him. He came after 1 hour 30 minutes. Can I tell you what he said?
Yeah.
He said when they asked him, the people asked him to say, "How did you bring the car here and leave it here?" He said, I'm a taxi driver, so I was coming with a customer. When we reached here nearby here, then the guy actually who had booked a taxi ran away. So I said, let me leave the car where Mr. Kunda stays. Then I chase a thief, that guy who had run away. That is the story he's giving people.
Unbelievable.
And he has never been questioned by the police.
General Chipaku, what do you make of this?
He has never been questioned by the police. The people detained the car at my place. They said, you cannot go, not until we know why you brought a car without telling the owner that you had brought a car. It was detained the whole night. The police around 12, I don't know if it was 13, because that time I was admitted in Coptic Hospital. They actually instructed this guy to come and get the car.
Well,
so where I am, Mr. Musha, before you actually invite Mr. Chipaku.
Right.
Where I am, there is no case at the police. It is just in Lusaka ku Central Police soko to alembe shefe pa utila tuwatu pereko medical report, but the report is not there. And the police, they cannot even call me to come and ask me, or maybe they call me so that I can go and explain what happened that night. They've not done that, because I am UPND, I'm not a human being.
No, we got the report to cover it.
They were lying. It's a lie. They didn't do that. When I went live, Mr. Munsha, it's when I saw that they had refused. If you go through that video, you hear that I even said the police have refused to give us a report. They never. We went to the police so that we can be attended to. That's the reason why we took ourselves to the police. If I didn't want the police to see me, why did I go to the police?
Okay, so is this guy known to you, the one who left the car?
Yes, I know him. I know him, and in 15 years, he has never come at my place. The only time he came, it was 23 hours and dropped the car.
Okay, obviously, it's reasonable. He has
my number, he has my phone number, he can't call me. And I don't know his vehicle. He has my phone number. And now look at this story of you coming with a person who has booked a taxi. Then he reaches my place. The person who books a taxi runs away. He leaves it in my yard. And how can you? A person opens the door, runs away. Then you drive. You make a corner. You enter a yard. You park a car. He is still running. Then you go after him. Can you find him, Mr. Musha? And it's night.
So we are appealing to you because this is just unusual. Can you follow up this matter so that you question the guy who left that car, because this does not really make sense. Now, Inspector General Mr. Kunda is not cooperating. We are asking
the information. Because the police which told the Inspector General didn't see me. They didn't inquire from me. They didn't even look at the leg. They never did that. Because from the police, Mr. Musha.
Yeah.
From the police, where the police is.
Right, yeah.
Where the police is to where to Sekelemo hospital is, where was actually where they did the scans. Right. It is less than 300 meters. If they wanted, the police could have gone to Sekelemo, and they were going to be told to say, we even did a scan and we even wrote a report to say the tendon is completely cut.
Okay.
But the information that which they gave, so they misled the IG.
Okay. Number Vachpakupaku. What? Okay, so because this is happening very quickly, obviously, right? What instrument can be used to make such a cut that it touches the tendon without initial bleeding and requiring stitches at the end of the day? I know you are not a medical person, but as a soldier, obviously, how the human body functions. What do you think?
There was no cut, which means they didn't use a bullet.
Yes.
And if there was no cut, there was no fracture, but it just paralyzed the leg, and you're feeling thirsty. To me, the first thing I would suspect is a taser.
But a taser cannot. Okay, where do you use a taser? You use a taser in soft targets, right? You can't use a taser on the leg of a person.
If you are a trained person, that's what you would do. But do you really think our police are trained? Or do you really think the cadres who have got these tasers are trained properly? Musha, it brings me to the situation which I mentioned 2 weeks ago, and you were saying, no. We have got a situation where cadres are armed with very dangerous weapons like tasers, probably guns. I mean, let's go to Kauma. Who shot Lawrence Banda?
That is a question that will require an inquiry after August.
Because nobody can just come and shoot somebody and disappear in the thin air.
Right.
It cannot happen. It can't happen. And for me, if there was no fracture, there was no cut on the leg, it simply means it's a taser. And if it was no noise,
right?
If there was no noise, a gun has to have a bang.
Yeah, so it wasn't a gun. Enkwai Bakunda will let you go.
Enkwai, then we didn't have the hospital Bamushawesu. I was trying, we are lucky this time around. We have things like Google. So I was also concerned to say, but what could have been used to cut my tendon? Then I discovered that I read somewhere where they talked about a stun gun. I don't know if it is a stun, S-T-U-N gun.
All right, yeah.
Is it a stun gun or stun?
Stun gun.
Yes, that one is able to cut a tendon, actually. That's if you can Google, you will see it, that it's able to cut a tendon.
Okay.
Yes.
Before he goes, Musha, how are you feeling now? I know I've been talking to you, Tom. How are you feeling now?
We are moving by the grace of God. My leg is not okay. I can't walk.
How are you going to campaign then?
I'll be using a wheelchair and the crutches.
Wow.
I'm not feeling okay. The problem that I have, Mr. Musha, is that a long time ago, I was involved in a serious road accident, some 24 years ago.
Right.
And I'd sustained internal injuries, especially in my chest.
Right.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes, so I have, my right collarbone is dislocated here at the shoulder and here.
Right.
It is dislocated. So now I don't know what happened. When I was taken to Mine Hospital in Kabwe, the doctor who operated on me in 1997, he was a Cuban, Mr. Mush, and I need you to help me on this one. when he operated on me, actually, he inserted something here. He did an operation. He inserted something on top of the collarbone, here at the neck, near the neck. Right. The thing he inserted, I was just told to say they had inserted something in the body, in the body, which was going to hold the collarbone so that it cannot be coming out. Mr. Musha, it was just last year when we discovered, because I wasn't feeling well. I was feeling like I had malaria for 7 years, which was not ending. Not knowing, Mr. Musha, that doctor which he operated on me at Kawe Mine Hospital had inserted, Mr. Musha. You know Umusomali, eh?
Yeah.
Umusomali 3-inch Umusomali ba Musha. Ukuputula kofe chile chimutwe chile chatupopera po chikepu chili aba Musha.
Right.
Elo abika apapene pamulu wakola boni andi kanshi muli 24 years chaenda kai chali tuaba Musha. The thing migrated from here, it went to my left lungs. Wow. So it was last year when I was operated on at Coptic Hospital. That's when they removed that. Actually, it was God who protected me. I was going to die. So now, just because of the operation I had, it was a major operation I had last year.
Yeah.
Plus the accident which I was involved in, because I have internal injuries.
Yeah.
All this long, actually, I feel pain in my chest when I move a lot, and when I talk a lot, and when I do some odd jobs. So now the crutches now are making me feeling uncomfortable in the chest, because every time I'm moving with crutches, it's like I'm doing press-ups.
Oh no, that's a lot of work.
So I have problems with my chest. Yes.
Yeah.
I have problems with my chest is paining. I'm telling you. So
and of
now,
course, with this stun gun thing, it means then that you are in much more pain.
Yes, I can't move, Mr. Munsha. I'm just moving on a wheelchair and using crutches, and that issue of my chest. But on the issue of campaigning, I'm going to campaign. I'm going to campaign. So Mr. Musha. I'm happy I've got the voice. Well, I need to campaign for President Aka in the Ichlem.
I can say to you, if I'm coming to Zambia, I'll come to Mkushi and campaign for you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
I was last in Mkushi many years ago. I think I was last in Mkushi training some soldiers at Luanshimba military camp.
Luanshimba. I know that you stayed at Luanshimba.
Yes. So I will come to Mkushi and campaign for you, Thompson. What I want you to do,
I'll be extremely happy, sir.
I want you to first of all, congratulations for being adopted, and you've got a very, very big fight in Mkushi, and we wish you well. And for me, if I'm coming to Zambia, I will come and spend some time. I've promised that I'm going to Kabwe Central, I'm going to Mkushi, and I'm going to Eastern Province.
Thank you so much, sir. You are welcome to Mkushi.
Okay. Over to you, Michel.
All right, thank you, Mr. Kunda. We wish you all the best.
But the question, Mr. Munsha.
Yes, please.
The question is on that doctor Kabwe Mine Hospital.
Yes.
How can you use a nail, Munsha? Is it okay? Because the doctors who operated on me at Coptic Hospital, they've said we are keeping this nail because it has never happened in the world. The doctor who operated on you was not supposed to use this thing. These are not the materials which we use to put in the bodies of people. So it's like he did it deliberately.
I can't say on that, Bakunda. The reason why, I'm a lawyer. I'm not a medical person, so we know if you were with Bashinganga,
okay, now
and we'll see how the things go. Definitely, we are going to carry these conversations further.
Thank you so much, sir.
Isn't it the case?
No, I think for me, I'm happy that you are feeling much better, because on the day when you were attacked, I was following you live when that was happening. and all these things which were happening, I was following them, and I just wish you well, and I just hope that you can manage to campaign. And as a UPND supporter, I would have loved to see you go and campaign in other provinces. So we wish you well.
I will do that even on a wheelchair, sir. I will go to Copper Belt. I will go to Northern Province to campaign for HH.
All right.
Thank you for your commitment, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Please consult your doctors, continue receiving treatment. Just know that the UPND family, I think, has already been very good to you, and I think they will continue helping out in that way. All the best. I just needed some clarification because the story sounded like it needed clarification. That's why we brought you here, because we had some questions, and have you clarified everything? Not really, but are we satisfied? We are quite satisfied, but of course, we wish you all the best in Mukushi North. Kubalala nabaswakate.
Nizo fine.
Fienkefio, eh?
Ina.
Ina. Awe ni ifyo fine tuwa umfua tuwa totera bakunda wesu.
Lesapale na totera.
Mkwai. General.
We have Pemba constituency in Southern Province.
Right.
We have Lamek Hamwata for Pemba.
Right.
And then we've got Mufumbwe, UPND Mufumbwe constituency. We have got Elliot Kamondo.
Right.
And then we have got Kalumbila constituency, Nicholas Mukumbi.
Right.
Those are the new approved candidates for UPND.
All right. Okay.
There's a news coming through that Jean Kapata is not going to be adopted.
All right. Okay. That's something we had expected.
Yeah. So that is very, very interesting, and they are holding on to their candidates. Eastern Province, they withdrew. The names are here. I suspect that the the PF is playing games with Eastern Province.
All right.
Because there's still that big hurrah over Petauke Central, over Chipata, and over Chipangali.
Right. Okay. All right. I think we've got to end here, General. We've so far looked at the new adoptions. I know that tomorrow there will be more people on the list, particularly Copperbelt and Lusaka. Do you think the same PF is giving us the names tomorrow, or it will be right on the day?
Well, the PF strategy is they want to keep their candidates until right up to the day so that they don't stand as independents. They don't want anybody. But the most interesting thing is that Parliament has been dissolved. So tomorrow, there will be a lot of movements. I think there might be some defections from PF to UPND.
All right.
Because the PF doesn't want to announce the names, worried that they might stand either as any independents or they might come to UPND and stand. So they are keeping those names and keeping everybody in suspense. But
all right.
Parliament is dissolved. It simply means we only got a president and a vice president in. There's no minister starting from tomorrow. And everybody is supposed not to use government property like cars and so forth.
Right.
But let's observe and see what happens. Because the information we are getting is that some vehicles have already been changed into private number plates. So it's up to the police, it's up to Zambians to watch out and find out who actually owns these vehicles.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, General. We've got to end here. We're going to continue our conversation tomorrow. If and when new names come, Chingola is still outstanding for both PF and UPND. So I'm very much interested in Chingola, very much interested on the Copper Belt. Kabushi is also a point of interest. So is Bwana Mkubwa and Kitwe. Nkana is a hot commodity. We want to see what will happen there in Nkana. And Lusaka is also a very, very big constituency town. And so we're going to have a lot to talk about when Lusaka and Copperbelt come on.
I think let's watch. I think let's watch. Let's watch for these tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday, and I think on Friday there's the verification of the supporters. 100 supporters in each province, and from UPND we are ready. We are ready to get our supporters in all the provinces. And the other thing is that one of the presidential candidates has already withdrawn today. He has lost his 95,000 kwacha, and he's going to support. He's going to support PF. In the next few days, Munsha, we should see a lot of them losing the 95,000.
Oh, I like the way you are putting it. They're just going to lose the 95,000. What else?
It's a donation to ECZ.
Where did they get that money? Like Peter Chanda, where would he obtain 95,000? That's like a lot of money. Where would Peter Chanda get 95,000 kwacha?
It's simple. It's simple, Munsha. What has happened is that PF has sponsored a lot of candidates. The idea was to split the vote. The idea is to try and make sure that there's a lot of competition, but we know who is sponsoring these candidates. Yeah. Peter Chanda, it's very, very clear. He has already made an announcement that is supporting PF. So you can make a conclusion as to who sponsored.
All right. Thank you very much. I know we have so many comments, but again, we're going to take care of comments at a subsequent broadcast.
Can you take one comment and we wind up with that? If there's any good comment or negative comment, can you just take one?
Okay. Abi Mwembela, I hear you, Thompson. All the best and congrats. Clement Hantimba, Thompson is very vibrant. I love this man, Clement Hantimba. Clement Hantimba, you love which man? There are several men around here.
Especially this handsome man in Scotland. So
maybe that's what they mean. They mean the Scot. Yeah, follow Mr. Kunda is one of the powerful candidates. I wish him very well. About the thing you was talking about, usually they send student doctors. They're saying sue that doctor. Yeah. And I would advise Mr. Kunda to try and find Zambian doctors, Zambian lawyers who can help out with that. I know Cuba is very close by, but you know,
no, they can actually sue Kabwe General Hospital because they came here to Kabwe.
That is if there is a cause of action, right? Because I understand nails are routine in medical practice. In Somalia,
you are the lawyer, Musha. I'm not the lawyer. I'm a soldier and a politician and a business management specialist. You are the lawyer.
Yeah. Anyway, somebody says mental case for sure. The story is not adding up. So Japhet Mtonga thinks that the story is not adding up, and he thinks that it's a mental case. Too bad. Okay. My suspicion is confirmed now. Accident in past life. Whatever. I can't make what they're saying. Munja seems very much sure that UPND is winning. No, I'm not sure. I'm just saying that in August there should be an inquiry over the death of somebody. Instead of being concerned about the death of Lawrence Banda, Mwamba Gokuba concerned about my little prediction about August. This does not make sense. Omuntu alifua. Atiyo, why are you worrying only about one thing? General, we've got to end here.
I think good night to Impala, and good night, Zambia, and good night to all your viewers, all our viewers all over the world, wherever they are. Hope to see you tomorrow.
Tomorrow, definitely. Thank you very much. Today, we had a little chat with Honorable Thompson Kunda, the incoming MP from Kushi North. Wonderful, wonderful gentleman. We've chatted a little bit about what happened to him on that fateful day when he was attacked. And so we asked him a few questions because we had some questions. He's clarified some of it, and we believe him, right? We do believe him. Whatever gaps are in the story, they are there. It's natural, but I really sympathize with what he experienced, and I think I don't know who we need to blame, but the police should take interest in this case and ensure that they bring particularly that driver of the taxi to book and question him very strongly about what happened. I've been with Norman Chpakupaku, the man we call General. And so thank you very much for joining us today. God bless you. Don't forget to send TV Bakwetu some stars and say you're sending stars to our broadcast. Thank you very much for joining us. God bless you and God bless our country. See you next time. Thank you.